Ready?
Yeah.
All right, so it's a pleasant way to say good afternoon and welcome to this live interview. My name is Prince Moba. This is a focus on Liberia TV. We live from the office of Nimba County District number 7 representative elect Musa Bility, and also the chairman of the collaborating political parties, one of the parties that took part into the 2023 elections. Chairman Bility, you live on Focus on Liberia. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's start on this note. You took part into the elections and you were victorious in the process. You are now the representative elect for Nimba District number 7. Tell us, how was the process? How was it like?
Well, I think it was good. Very grueling, but we're thankful to God. And most importantly, we're thankful to the peaceful nature of the election.
All right, so I'll start on this note. I mean, now that you are the legislature, you the representative elect, in 1 or 2 minutes, you can share with the public what are your legislative agenda for Nimba District number 7 and for Liberia as a nation. What are you taking up Capitol Hill, the lower house, the House of Representatives?
I think the first thing is that we need to restore the legislature. We need to restore the House of Representatives. And that's the branch of the legislature that is closest to the people. That's why the leader of the legislature is the leader of the House of Representatives. And therefore, we're very careful how we operate with it and how we deal with it. And so hopefully we want to restore.
You talk about restored. I mean, how can you elaborate on that? What is lost, or what has been lost for the legislature?
Look at the building, for instance, dilapidated.
Okay.
And a case, I mean, everybody going up and down, helter-skelter, people all loitering,
Okay.
people begging, almost like, like a brothel. So we need to change that. Dignity, dignify the place, make it look like a decent working place, create a decent working environment, give some respect and dignity to the workers.
Okay,
Make sure they have transportation, make sure they have means to leave, drop them home, we take them from home, they come to work in dignity, make sure we have running water, we have electricity, make sure we have security systems that give people access only when they have access, and you make it to look like the Capitol building. So
great.
Yes, I think that is important.
That is with the Capitol building. Then what the district number 7? What did you see there? What are the problems you saw? The lawmaker that you defeated. It doesn't mean that you didn't do anything, but there will always be a problem. There will be concerns from the people. So, I mean, what are your first priorities for the district?
First priority in my district is reconciliation.
Reconciliation.
Reconcile the people. It seems to be that we have a lot of division there. So I do recognize that, and therefore I will work with everybody, all of the candidates, all of the people from the various regions, to make sure that we're unified so that we can work. The second thing is the health system. Our health system is very bad. Our people are sick. Our hospitals are not being taken care of, and so we're going to change that. We're going to change that, and immediately make sure that our budgetary allotment as per the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf era is restored, and then the hospital we have.
You see the budgetary allotment as per the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf era is restored.
Yes.
Would you see that?
During the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf era, we have 2 health centers in Sirleaf here. The comprehensive health center and the Barn Health Center. One used to receive 150, the other one used to receive 250. Those money were
250,000.
Yeah,
150,000, 250,000.
Those money were reduced by almost 50%.
By this current government.
Yes, so we have to bring it back to where it was at least, and make sure that we get it on time, and that let the people get good services, good health. I mean, those are important. The road work, the good news is we don't need a government of Liberia for that because we have the machine, we have everything, and the Bility Development Foundation will continue to keep the.
You are involved in a very, for lack of a better word, expensive campaign because I saw yellow machine in the county, in some parts of the district. So you're not going to talk more about that, but I want to bring it in a little bit. Are you going to continue on that path?
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
All right. Before we talk about your ambition for the deputy speaker position, which is a key to the interview. But
you mean the speaker position?
Sorry for that. That's sorry, the speaker position. My apology. You're going for the speaker position. But let me ask this question: the CPP that you represent, the national chairman of the CPP, you contested on the CPP ticket. During the campaign processes and the engagement, the CPP was considered or recognized by Liberians as one of the party favorite to win the elections. But on the contrary, the CPP performed very poorly during the process, very poor, we didn't expect it to end where it ended. What was responsible for that, and what can you speak to that? How can you speak to that?
We don't know. We're going to do a post-mortem. Also, we still hold a belief that something was fundamentally wrong with the system. Logically, for
whose interest?
I wouldn't say because I don't know.
Okay.
But it appears that something was fundamentally wrong, and hopefully, as we take, the mantle of authority in the country, we will seek to delve into.
You didn't challenge him, so in a way.
No, because we didn't have sufficient proof to challenge it.
Okay.
What we have was that the result was beyond, human, comprehension. Somebody
was it shocking to you?
Very shocking. We have not even recovered from the shock. But we want to investigate. We want to make sure that everything is properly done. But at the same time, we don't want to hamper the peace of the country.
Okay.
So hopefully, when we review everything that happened, hopefully we'll get the answer.
Mr. Cummings, your political leader and their standard bearer on the CPP ticket, appears or remained neutral during the second round of the elections. We saw him did the same thing during the 2017 elections. What did he tell you as chairman of the party that Mr. Bility are trying to be neutral? And where is he now? What are the plans? What can the Liberian people look forward to from Mr. Cummings, who most time remains neutral when they are, when they are time for runners and other kinds of things?
Well, like you said, Mr. Cummings chose to be neutral, and so I will wait. And I think we should give him the opportunity so that he can expand on the logic of his decision.
Okay.
But we respect it. As a party, we respect it. And you have to respect a person's view or the person's intention. So at the end of the day, I will hope that eventually you will throw more light
on your decision.
On your decision. But whatever that is, we respect it, and it is what it is. At this point in time, I cannot say more than that about it.
Where do we intend to see the CPP in the next rounds election? We will be having by-election in Nimba. In the coming days, we'll be having by-elections in Grand Jide. We not have it that one of the lawmakers, the newly elected representative, passed away, but of course, there's a by-election there. What's your plans?
Well, I don't know. The CPP freeway is very limited to the existence of the CPP is limited to the 2023 elections.
Okay.
At the end of that, it should come to an automatic end after 6 months, unless the parties decide otherwise. Otherwise, the CPP will end somewhere around April, May next year.
So this question, as we go to your ambition for the speaker's position at the House of Representatives, where Mr. Bility wants to sit in the hot seat of outgoing Speaker Prophet Chimos. What informed your party's decision to have supported the current party, the CDC? Was it something? Was it for exchange or anything? Maybe the money or so. Well, I mean, that was completely unimaginable for
The
most of
CDP
them.
was the most viable political entity. So you couldn't have bribed us.
Nobody could bribe you.
No.
Why you for that decision?
Because it was a majority decision in the executive committees.
Okay.
I mean, it's as simple as that. People make decisions, and I think those decisions should be respected. And, it is what it is. I mean, we're not going to run away from our decision because CDC did not win. The person the Liberian people won the election. We respect that, and we will do everything to support President-elect Bouaka and Vice President-elect Kong to achieve their goal for the Liberian people, because they made a choice of all the parties that they would trust the two of them with the future of this country. So I think by that decision, we all have been mandated to work towards, they become the vision bearer of our country. So we'll work with them in whatever way they want to in order to lift our country up.
Great. All right, so to your ambition for the speakership position at the House of Representatives, Mr. Bility, you are well known in Liberia. I mean, very established businessmen, now politicians. The speaker position at the House of Representatives is that powerful. It is a position where one of the lawmakers sits in to control the affairs of the House when it comes to the leadership that you talked about earlier on. What qualifies you? What qualifies Mr. Bility to sit in a seat to provide a kind of leadership where you ensure that colleagues' voices are heard, where you ensure that colleagues' communication are placed on the agenda, where you view the agenda, you ensure that it goes across the table? What qualifies you?
I think the biggest challenge of anyone who becomes Speaker of the House is to be able to hold it together. Because the outcome of the election, which is a razor thin 50-50, literally, is also reflected in the House. So no one can run the House by themselves. They have to encourage collaboration. They have to encourage cooperation with other political parties, which means they have to take into consideration their views on national issues. So unless you are able to deal with people, unless you are able to convince people, unless you are able to work their own, unless you are able to consider their views and aspirations, you can make it.
All right, so there are names, none currently in the corridor of the House of Representatives. We hear about Councillor J. Fonade Kofa, current Deputy Speaker. We hear about the Unity Party preferred candidate, Richard Namwekun, and many others might come as the day approaches. But how do you look at them?
No, I respect them. Okay, any one of them can be a good leader. I mean, you don't have to disparage the other person just because you want the same position that they want.
Some of their compromises when it gets tense. Are you looking at anything ahead of that?
Like for me, this has to be a compromise. So when there's a call for all of us to sit together to come up with a compromise, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Okay.
When there's a call for us not to do that, it will be tough.
All right. I mean, the issue of block team, how is Mr. Bility reaching out? Your colleagues, how are they view you also have the elections? You don't have a certificate there. I'm sure that will be done tomorrow. You're not inside here, but what are they saying about you? Last night, and from yesterday we saw names of lawmakers floating on the social media, and something that was hard on the spoon till last night. But do you have a base as well?
Yes.
You do have?
Yes. I'm not going to mention it here.
I know.
I don't get into a race like that.
I know.
If anybody think that they can be Speaker with a walkover on Musa Bility, the person has to think again. I'm running to be speaker. I'm determined about it, and so far I've seen nothing, that can, tell me that I do not have the capacity or the quality to be speaker.
Do you have a theme for your deputy? You heard a few names: Samuel Kogai of Nimba District 5, Thomas Fala of Lofa District 1, Mama Briggs Mensa of Bonkande District 6. They all vying to be deputy speaker to Cole, who becomes speaker on the January 20th of this year, sorry, January 15th of this year. Have you any team that you going with?
No, we're building a team. We haven't decided on who will become the deputy speaker. We are waiting to hit the number. We're going to use that to bring other people on board. I remember in 2012 when there was a speakership election, 46 lawmakers signed a resolution to support Honorable Rich Toy.
Yes.
And election day, only 26 voted for him.
What does it speak to this situation?
You have to be ginger. You have to take it easy. You have to connect with the people who are voting for you by making them to understand what you want to do and connecting them to that.
And that is Musa Bility kind of style.
Yeah, you can't just, there's no other way around it,
Okay, thank you. Two more questions. Two more questions as we close up on this very brief interview. My name is Prince Moba. This is Focus on Liberia Television. We're live in the office of Mr. Musa Bility, representative of Nimba District number 7. Mr. Bility, the President-elect, President Joseph Boakai, is currently in the state. He's reaching out with people, meeting with people, but specifically he had a meeting with Staunton Waterspoon that have also created some debate in the Liberian society. Many are condemning the President-elect on grounds that Staunton is a convicted criminal in the States. He'll be investigated. He's supposed to face his sentence in jail. Why is the President-elect doing with him? What do you make of that?
The President-elect is the President-elect. It means that he has been chosen as the leader of our country. He has wise judgment. He knows what he's doing. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that at this point in time we have to decide when we can heal the country. So I cannot condemn his decision. And I really don't want to get into that. I mean, President-elect Boakai, he's a reasonable person. He knows what he's doing. He knows what is good for him. He knows what is not good for him. I don't think it's fair for me to judge him as to who he should meet and who he shouldn't meet.
Finally, this is a perception issue at the legislature. Two, that new lawmakers, we're not seeing that since 2005 elections when Mr. Edwin Snow was elected. That was the beginning of the kind of new democracy in our country. But this perception and belief that new lawmakers cannot be speaker, and then the executive will always want to have the speaker from the ruling party. How do you look at that? Is that something we should be talking about outside? Or is speakership is about who is qualified, who is competent, who is favored or believed in by the colleagues?
I think that we shouldn't tie longevity. The law says the 73 people will get together and choose their leader. No other condition. They know who is the best leader, and I support that position. You can't do otherwise. You have to always learn to respect, other people's view. If obviously very less new lawmakers, very few new lawmakers will go and jump, but there are some of us that don't see it that way. We believe that we belong in the leadership, and so we'll be there.
Go for it.
Come January 15th, I will be one of the leaders of the House of Representatives. whether it's speaker, whether it's deputy speaker, whether it's a committee on executive or finance. But nobody has the power or the right to tell me what to do and what not to do. I reject that. And I stand against that. There's no law that says, you know, you must be in the house before, you must be a previous lawmaker in order to run for. Okay, because that assumes that the Constitution will guarantee your re-election. It doesn't. You know, 48 people were rejected, only 25 returned. So all of them could have been rejected.
Thank you so much. The last one. So recent incident at the United Party headquarters where there were accident that resulted in loss of lives. One Joshua who is believed to be supporter of the CDC, saw his medals on time. They dead recently. Election-related violence during the process of elections. Recent pronouncement by the Youth League of the Coalition for Democratic Change to have a peaceful protest during the inauguration of President Joseph Boakai. All of those issues that are tied around violence, what's your thought on them now as a member of the legislature, the lower house, the House of Representatives? What are your thoughts on that? Those are the final question as we close on this interview.
Election violence, we need to stop, and I'm happy that we were able to. On the issue of the CDC youth wing calling for protest, I think it's unfair.
Okay.
CDC shouldn't do that. You are a former ruling party. You won election. There was peaceful transition. Nobody protested. Your election was contested. You want to court, and when the court decided, everything was finished. You cannot appear to be a sole loser. Learn from your losses, prepare for tomorrow. But don't attempt to disrupt the other people's government from day one. It's not okay. Sit down, lick your wounds, look into the future, and learn from your mistake. To attempt to have a rally on inauguration day is disingenuous, and they should not do it. It is wrong. It's not fair. Remember, that day is very critical. Anything that disrupts that day, it puts us into constitutional crisis. So your action may be seen as an attempt to, put us into a constitutional crisis. So they cannot do that. They must not do that. They should not do that.
So what are you calling on specifically?
The leadership of the CDC.
The Secretary General?
The leadership from the chairman down.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorability. If you just want to say one or two things, we close up. Thanks so much for giving us this time to talk to you. My name is Prince. This is Focus on Liberia TV Women Live here in the office of Representative Musa Bility, and also Chairman of the Collaborating Political Parties. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. My name is Prince.
Thank you.